Good people, Dark Knight Radio. I'm Dark Knight. I'm back, and I was pretty excited to make this video. I had a question from a subscriber from YouTube, and they said you should look at Atlanta Scoop on Instagram to get more information because I previously made a video on they're trying to split Atlanta, and I would like to take this time to elaborate and to teach. Because I love this. Any feedback I get, I covet, I love. Because we all need to learn from each other. And one of my missions, I told you, is to bring back thinking, human interaction, and just the mental game in general. So when we look up sources for a particular topic, we can't be as closed-minded as to look at one source with media outlets, social media outlets. We have to scope. We have to look at each variable, each fact, or factor, and each topic we're trying to make. Why? Because these social media outlets and media outlets have agendas, let's just be honest. And this particular topic was regarding how Buckhead is trying to become his own city and his own entity. When you also do research, you have to ask yourself, why? You can't be short-sighted, and you can't be closed-minded. Now, if you're going to be able to see, you also have to be able to see through, up, under, and around. Let's not be fooled, okay? Now check this out. So this video is crime in Atlanta, right? And this is basically picking back off of the comment that was made on my YouTube channel, and also what I also wanted to reiterate. I was going to make this video anyway, but that comment made it even more sweet. So Senator Jon Ossoff, right? He asked FBI Director Christopher Wray for an update for his initial assessment of the factors driving the increased violence in Georgia, right? So the director said these determining factors were why crime has increased: the impact of COVID-19, early inmate release, unemployment, and more juveniles committing crimes. Okay, decreased sentencing, and firearms in the hand of those who are prohibited to have them. Okay, there have been 113 homicides this year in Atlanta, 16% higher than the same time period, and 64% higher than in 2019. Okay, let's dig a little deeper into that, right? Yes, COVID-19, because lack of jobs, lack of employment has, people who don't have jobs or unable to get jobs to go out and increase crime. Yes, this is the fact. This is truth. Okay. Also, early inmate release. That is a fact. I've done my research on that. Early inmate release has been attributed to the increased crime. I find it funny that nobody seems to dig deeper and do research on why Buckhead has become, or trying to become, his own entity or own city. Okay. As of right now, and these are known facts. You can go on Google or go online, wherever you do your research, and this has all become true. Atlanta right now is 47% black. Think about that now. It has went down from the past 10 years. All right? As of right now, new residents has accounted for over 50%, and the 50% is white. Okay? Now, Buckhead, which they're trying to create their own entity, Buckhead is what they calling it, is 91 to 92% white. Okay? Atlanta's been crime ridden for about 10 years. As long as I've been a little knucklehead riding around Atlanta, especially up in the Lenox Foot Plaza area. Okay? Now that this area is predominantly white, now it's trying to become its own entity and its own city. Okay? Now, if you look at the crime, like I said, crime rate been going on for as long as I can remember. But when you add gentrification and developers coming down to the city and planting certain crime or falsely reporting crime in a certain area, they're going to force people in that area, outside area, and give them reason to say, okay, well, it is crime. we do need to change. We do need to break away from the city, right? There's no coincidence, like I said before, that Buckhead is predominantly white right now. Okay? Ask yourself, if there were more black people inside of Buckhead, would they be trying to do the same thing? Why? So you can keep, is your agenda to keep black people out of Buckhead? Is that the reason why? Because you can declare yourself its own entity, it's not going to stop crime from coming in your city unless you're trying to keep a certain group of people out. Let's just be honest. So when we hear these things, when we see these things on social media outlets and media outlets, we have to just kind of think outside the box and use our own brain power to see through it. Now, everything I said is facts. Okay? Now let's ask ourselves why there's certain crime. We can say, oh, there's crime, people are robbing, shooting, but we don't ask the why. We're doing ourselves a disservice. Now we can point the finger all we can. Ask yourself, if a group of people didn't come from a loving family, didn't come from a family which had little money or education, and they couldn't get support or schooling or any monetary value from their family or even any knowledge of it, they're going to turn to a place where they can help and feed their families. Now, if there's nobody around to help, these people are going to turn to crime in the streets. So what do? Instead of helping and trying to do our part, we point the finger and we almost justify why they make certain calls, certain policies, and certain agendas in place to detach themselves from the crime-ridden areas, which is the city of Atlanta. It's no coincidence. If you look around Atlanta right now, it's almost like you rarely see African-American people, black people, which is a decrease in, like I say, 5 to 10 years ago, in which we're known as the blackest city on earth. Now, we're not the blackest city on earth as far as population, because there are cities more in which African Americans are more prominent. But when I say the blackest city on earth, everything in Atlanta at a certain point was catered to black people as far as businesses, HBCUs, home of the civil rights movement, everything, the music scene, the media scene was all driven by black. So when you get a people who don't look like us here and they want to kind of detach or dismantle that, then you're going to start hearing, oh, well, that's crime, increasing crime. This is what happened. That's the same thing kind of happened with Keisha Lance Bottoms when she made that gang task, the gang task force, in which she was trying to eliminate gangs. She was doing it for gentrification so people can come down here and feel safer, not because she just wanted to help the city. And that goes in part of the reason why she had resigned in the first place. We got to start looking through and we got to start looking past what we see on news because we're being fooled. We got to do our own research. We have to talk to each other, human interaction. We can't just point the finger. So I digress anyway. So when I get to the point of why people are committing crimes, yeah, COVID-19, people can't get jobs, people can't find jobs. During COVID-19, people went back to school. People want to start, their own businesses. They wanted to stop working for people. They wanted to start working for corporations. Okay? And this, and this is going to be another video about how technology is designed to kind of replace us anyway. If you look at your CVS's, your Walmarts, your Publix, and your Kroger's, you see a lot of self-serve machines. That's on purpose. So if people are not working in these retail stores, they're almost saying, well, we don't care. We had a plan anyway to eliminate you anyway. So if you don't want to come to work, that's already giving them the excuse to replace us anyway. So we have, like I said, we have to watch. We have to be vigilant. We have to know what's going on. They report something, ask yourself why, and do your research, because they're very, very good at convincing you and manipulating. Trust me. So always ask why. Do you guys think it's a good idea to Like I said, I made a video that trying to split up Atlanta. Please go watch it if you haven't watched it. That's why I received the comment I received, and that kind of motivated this video, in which I was already gonna make in the first place. But you know, I just had to kind of add a little extra in, so I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. So please, guys, tell me what you think about. Well, actually, go watch that video, and I want to know why do you think there's been a crime surge? If you think I was right, if you think I was wrong, tell me what you think. Like I said, I love feedback, whether it's negative, positive, but not disrespectful. I love feedback. Like I said, this is my mission, to invoke thought, to invoke free thinking. Let's bring it back. Get off your phones. Well, you got to be on your phones, but let's have a conversation. If we're going to use social media, let's use it to connect with each other and spark these questions. Not just look at pictures all day. Right? This is Atlanta. This is our city. We got to take it back. Post your comments down below. This is Dark Knight Radio. I'm Dark Knight. You guys be good. Be safe.